Hi everyone, my name is Bryan from Keller Williams, and today we'd like to talk about what stays with the home. So sellers, we're sitting down and we're having a conversation about listing your home, getting that timeline right, and everything right. We're getting all that in order, and a very frequently asked question that I get from sellers is, "What is staying with the home?" Right? What needs to stay with the house, and what can I take with me? And that's a wonderful question. So you can take the items in the home and break them down into two broad categories. One are fixtures and the other is chattel. What is a fixture? A really good example of that is the chandelier in the dining room, right? It's permanently attached to the structure or to the property and therefore needs to stay. Fixtures stay with the home. Chattel is personal property that is not permanently affixed to the home. So the lamp sitting on the nightstand, that is chattel, right? Your furniture, that is chattel because it's not attached, right? But things like the chandelier is definitely something that's permanently attached to the house um, and needs to stay with the house unless we exclude it. Let's say you really love that chandelier. That's your favorite chandelier. It's made by Tiffany. It's amazing. You want to take it with you. That's okay. But what we need to do in the listing is write it in as an exclusion. So we will say excluded items are the chandelier in the dining room, right? Couple more examples. Oh, one I get a lot is about window treatments. Now, purchase agreements are all different. Every company's, every broker's purchase agreement is a little bit different. Typically, what it would be is that for your curtain rods and the brackets are permanently attached to the wall, therefore those would stay. That hardware would stay, but the fabric, which is just hanging on the rod, could go. Now, every purchase agreement is different. I'm seeing more and more where purchase agreements are saying all hardware, all fabric, right? In the house needs to stay, right? But that's something that we'll assess on a one-on-one basis, and generally that's at the beginning of a purchase agreement that defines what stays with the house, right? But typically that would be like the traditional definition of that. Oh, another thing which has become a big thing too, which is now being written to purchase agreements as well, are TV brackets. That's become really big with the flat screen TVs, right? Um, 8 years ago when I started, that wasn't a thing, but now it is because the TV bracket is permanently bolted to the wall. However, the TV is not permanently attached to the structure; it's attached to the bracket. So the TV goes, but the bracket stays. Right. So that's one thing that we got to kind of look at when we have an offer and just make sure that we're clear about that. Another fixture that we don't really think about is plants. So I had a client once who said, I planted this rose bush. It was given to me by my great aunt. You know what I mean? And I really want to take this rose bush with me. Well, we do need to exclude that, and we can exclude it. But because technically that rooted plant is permanently attached to the property, right? See, there's little things we normally don't think about, right? So that's a really good example too, but we can exclude that. So you can take anything with you as long as we exclude it in the listing. Okay. Now, I am big on clarity, right? Clear beats clever all day long. And so what I like to do is whenever if we're a buyer buying a home, or if we're a seller looking at an offer that's brought to us, I want on that purchase agreement the appliances, right, that are staying, right? If there's any exclusions, I want that written into the purchase agreement, right? The PA or the purchase agreement is the mother document, right? There's other documents that are important as well, but I mean that purchase agreement, like I said, it's the mother document. Everything goes there, and so everything points there. So I like to put all that on the purchase agreement, all the exclusions, all the appliances, right? Any kind of exception, I put right on the purchase agreement. That way there's no misunderstandings, right? And everything is put into writing. So that's just a real brief breakdown on what stays with the home. Thanks.